Well, good morning. Since our last chat when I took you out for a run, the weather's been pretty unbalanced. It's been a bit stormy. I got hailed on one day, and then things have gone from bad to worse, and suddenly we're back into some warm weather, so I came out into the garden. But what should greet me out in the garden is some pretty overgrown stuff, as you can see from the background. The grass has grown rapidly after the drought, the trees and the bushes have all overgrown, and I'm realising that there's going to be quite a bit to do to tidy up and smarten up and get everything back under control again. And I wonder whether that's a little bit like what we've been seeing in our society at the moment. There's been quite a few storms, and I've been struggling, I don't know about you, with how do we respond to that? It seems to me that Jesus wasn't afraid of a bit of demonstration himself, certainly in the face of institutionalised injustice, which he saw in the temple. But Jesus didn't appear to be in favour of violent revolution, of hurting other people in the process. And when we look at what's been going on in our society, it appears that human beings still want to have some sort of violence in their protest, even if the majority of people who start out on that process don't want that. And I really struggle with that. Here we are, socially isolating ourselves. I still can't go and hug my mother, and yet people are demonstrating violently in close proximity to each other in the middle of a global pandemic. I think most of them on either side have some sort of point to make, and I wonder whether that extremism has an answer to it. Our reading today is from Matthew 6 verses 7 to 13, and it's the Lord's Prayer, but the Lord's Prayer in Matthew's words. I'll read it to you. When you are praying, do not heap up empty phrases as the Gentiles do, for they think that they will be heard because of their many words. Do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. Pray then in this way. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we have also forgiven our debtors. And do not bring us to the time of trial, but rescue us from the evil one. For if you forgive others their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you do not forgive others, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. So perhaps after the storms and many words, Jesus does give us a place to go, a place to reflect in the Lord's Prayer. And that prayerfulness helps us become the constant gardeners, the people who pick up the pieces after the storms, after everything's got overgrown and entangled in our society. Perhaps that daily prayerfulness, that thought of forgiveness, is the constancy we need to cope with the messes that our society gets itself into. And I'll leave that with you today, to pray the Lord's Prayer. Look, the sun's come out, so I better get on and start tidying up and gardening in my little space here. And perhaps we as Christians, after all the shouting and the storms, can become the constant gardeners of our society as the climate changes and the sun comes back. God bless.